model. The weather is a little bit different to what actually happened. The second one are the observations. And we're going through the 1930s. There's variability. There are things going on. But it's all kind of in the noise. As you get towards the 1970s, things are going to start to change. They're going to start to look more similar. And by the time you get to the 2000s, you're already seeing the patterns of global warming, both in the observations and in the model. We know what happened over the 20th century, right? We know that it's got warmer. We know where it's got warmer. And if you ask the models, why did that happen? And you say, okay, well, yes, basically it's because of the carbon dioxide we put into the atmosphere. We have a very good match up until the present day. But there's one key reason why we look at models, and that's because of this phrase here. Because if we had observations of the future, we obviously would trust them more than models, right? But unfortunately, observations of the future are not available at this time. So when we go out into the future, there's a difference. The future is unknown, the future is uncertain, and there are choices. Here are the choices that we have. We can do some work to mitigate the emissions of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. That's the top one. We can do more work to really bring it down so that by the end of the century, it's not much more than it is now. Or we can just leave it to fate and just continue on with a business as usual type of attitude. The differences between these choices can't be answered by looking at models. There's a great phrase that Sherwood Rowland, who won the Nobel Prize for the chemistry that led to ozone depletion, when he was accepting his Nobel Prize, he asked this question: what is the use of having developed a science well enough to make predictions if, in the end, all we're willing to do is stand around and wait for them to come true? The models are skillful, but what we do with the information from those models is totally up to you. Thank you.